I can have everyone's attention, we'll go ahead and get started with our post-race press conference here at Kansas Speedway following the Hollywood Casino 400. We welcome Kurt Busch, our second-place finisher today, driver of the number 78 Furniture Road Denver Mattress Chevrolet, currently 7th in points, 47 points behind the leader. Kurt, talk a little bit about your race out there today.
Wow, what an unbelievable drive. Kansas Speedway has been a great track over the years, and for us to finally knock off a small little checkbox, and to that, what it means to me is a top 5. Today's a small little victory in my own mind. I don't know how much it counts for anybody else, but this was the last track that I needed to get a top 5 finish on, and now I have a top 5 at all the tracks. So a small little feather in the cap. We battled hard to come from 41st. Did this in a backup car. It just shows the strength of this team. There's all these reports or stories and opinions about how small this team is, but Barney Visser deserves a lot of credit. We got back out on the track after our wreck in Saturday's practice at the same time that Kyle did, so to show that a team can turn a car around just as quick as a Gibbs team, that's something important. Those are numbers that don't rank anywhere, but they rank in my mind, and I'm just so proud of this team. The way these guys have worked all year, they deserve a win. And I'm sorry I couldn't deliver a win for him today. Our teammate at RCR with Kevin Harvick, they won today, and congratulations to Kevin. We finished second. We'll take it. We haven't quite had the start of the chase that we wanted, but overall we have 2 top 5s out of 4 races. That's not bad.
We'll open it up questions for Kurt. We'll start right here with Stan up in the front.
Hey Kurt, Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Talk a little bit, if you can, about what this team did once the green flag waved, because you all were way back in the back, and it just seemed like you made steady progress, slow at times, but steady progress to get where you got to.
The way you have to work through these treacherous races where it's cool out and the tires don't quite have the heat, you have to be patient, but at the same time, restarts were where we could pass guys. And I found some patterns in the way that restarts were shaping up, and I was able to apply it. And with where we were, when you're stuck between 8th and 14th, it's like everybody's back there with machetes, and everybody's just whacking and hacking. And once you can clear that, then it's not smooth sailing, but then you seem like you're in a little bit more of the clear.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Randy in the middle.
Hi, Kurt. Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star. Can you kind of talk a little bit about your emotions representing this, the pride you take in this one-car team operating out of Denver, not in the heartland of NASCAR, Charlotte, yet you're leaving him too and, going to the Stewart. Just kind of, how do you balance that?
It's just going out to the racetrack and smiling and having fun and working hard with these guys. And, the way that they've been developing the team over the years, I just so happened to hit it right with them putting together chase quality cars and having setups that are as fast as they are. The pit crew has had its troubles this year, but overall to have as many top 10s as we do and top 5s, there's no reason to stop once we made the chase. We've put up statistics to run right around 4th to 7th this year. And I want to just go out as strong as I can for this group. This might be, just a David versus Goliath story, but at the same time, this Furniture Row team has put in the investment into the cars, into the people, and here we are posting top 5s. But most importantly, I want to win for these guys. I want to drive our Chevrolet into victory lane by the year's end.
Okay, we'll take our next question. I think we got one, up here, and then we'll go to the back.
Nick Bromberg, Yahoo Sports. 2 questions for you, Kurt. Would you classify what Jeff Gordon just good, hard racing? And then also, when you'd kind of fallen back to about 20th there in the middle of the race, did you think you were that close to coming back and finishing second?
We had a good battle with Jeff. There was a restart where he was on our outside through 1 and 2 and just didn't quite give us an inch and dumped so much air under the rear of our car where I was on banana peels sliding up onto the exit of 2, and he thought I was trying to pinch him. And I was like, man, I needed an inch instead of you taking that inch. And so I returned the favor by putting my nose close to his rear bumper and took away that inch instead of giving an inch. And got back by him. So it was a battle. Could it have been cleaner? Yeah. But at the same time, the track is so treacherous on restarts that it's hard to pass once you get strung out, and everybody's running the same lap time. So everybody was getting aggressive. Everybody was getting aggressive on restarts.
Okay, we'll take our final questions for Kurt before we let him go. Got one up front right here.
Kurt, Blair Kirkhoff with the Kansas City Star. Kyle Busch called the Speedway the worst track he's ever driven on. I don't suspect you feel the same way. What do you think about his comment?
Well, it's his toughest track on the schedule, and so he's going to say that. Plus, he had a rough day. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Here he is. He's raced 30 races or so this year. He got into the chase where he didn't last year, and then he started the chase off strong this year and was a championship front runner. Now it's gone, so he's going to be frustrated. So you guys dogpile all you want.
All right, one final question? Okay, we'll take one from Bob in the back.
Bob Hucker, Sporting News. Kurt, can you, how, I guess, confident or how worried were you considering the track conditions, that the fact that you were starting in the rear to try to have to kind of almost try and miss everything on the way through?
It was tough. We started 41st, and the wreck on the first lap, there was cars and shrapnel everywhere, and just with the combination with the cold temperatures, the tires, it made it treacherous when you were around other cars. And so we always hope we can have more grip and be able to race side by side and have a comfort level to where we produce a show where the fans want to come out and that we see sellouts. And we need to put on a better show on the track. And for that to happen, we just have to have Goodyear, the drivers, the teams, the tracks on the same page. Right now we're close, but I think we swung and we missed on the tire combo this weekend.
Kurt, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and congratulations on a good run today.
Thank you.
We now welcome our third place finisher in today's Hollywood Casino 400 here at Kansas Speedway, Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 Exalta Chevrolet, currently fourth in points, only 32 points now behind Matt Kenseth. Jeff, talk a little bit about your run out there today here.
Yeah, it was a great day. Obviously a great finish for us. We had what I thought a tire issue early in the race, and I made a big mistake. The car got real tight on me, and I came down pit road and probably jumped the gun, and should have waited maybe a lap or two longer because we got caught under the caution after we made that stop. So we were playing catch up the rest of the day. We had the nice thing was I knew we had a good race car. We came in and we had 4 tires in the back and drove all the way up to, I think, around 10th or possibly better. And so I knew we had a good race car. That gave me confidence. And, then it was just all about trying to get the strategy right. And I actually made another mistake because I thought they said if nobody comes in, come in. So I came in when nobody else came in. And he actually said, if everybody comes in, come in. So I got lucky. We got lucky. That one actually worked in our favor because we got 4 tires and fuel, and then we were able to just come in and put 2 tires there at the end and come out in, second or third. So it was a good day for us. Car was good, and finished third. Man, we're happy with that.
Okay, we'll take questions for Jeff. Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Okay, we'll take one here in the middle, then come up front to Stan.
Brett Williams, Speedway Digest. How did you like the right front tire used in today's race? And would you like to see it ramp more tracks next season where a lot of issues occur with that?
Well, you got to understand, every track is different and every surface is different. And so, the biggest thing that I have going on right now with repaves is talking to the companies that pave these racetracks and talking to them about looking at the surface. It's not a Goodyear issue. Goodyear's doing the best they can. They got a tough job. These surfaces are too smooth. We don't want bumps. I'm not talking about bumps. I'm talking about the abrasiveness of the racetrack. It doesn't dissipate heat, doesn't wear the tires, and all it does is cause friction and heat and failures. And then Goodyear has to build a very hard, durable tire. I applaud their effort for trying to do this dual tread zone, whatever you want to call it. For me, the issues weren't as treacherous for me. The grip level wasn't as good as I would like it to be, and the fall off wasn't as much as I'd like it to be. But it's some guys that seem to set their car up a little freer had bigger issues on the restarts than what we did. Our car's a little tighter, and so my car actually would take off halfway decent on restart. Didn't get up to speed good, but it was at least comfortable. So, to me, it's really the surface. We're paving these racetracks with what we're paving new highways with. This is not a highway. This is a racetrack, and it's a race car and a racing tire. It needs to be looked at differently, and we have the same issue in Phoenix. Darlington, we've had the same issue. Every repave that we've had over the last 6-7 years.
Okay, we'll take our next question up front from Stan, then we'll go to the press box.
Jeff Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. And I'll say this carefully.
You always do, Stan. I appreciate it. I'm listening.
Over the course of the year, you look to have become the driver you were again back in the early 1990s. It's like you're far more enthusiastic than you've been over the last couple of years. And today's effort seemed amazing as well. Are you feeling more confident with each race this year?
Oh, yeah. It's not this year, though. Earlier this year, I was probably as frustrated as I've ever been in a race car. We just were missing something. And then the times when we hit on it, like Texas, for instance, and we had a failure at the left front hub, and we've had a tough year. I mean, last year was tough enough, and then this year, I thought that we'd gotten all that out of our system, and we didn't seem to have. But I tell you what, we never stopped working and trying to get the cars to suit my liking. And when the cars, are solid and giving me good feedback and I can get aggressive with it, then my confidence goes up. And right now, my team's been bringing great race cars to the racetrack, not just in the chase, but about 3 or 4 races, I think, prior to that, we just really started making some gains on some things, and it's showing up week in and week out, and I'm having a lot of fun right now. So the confidence and how you feel about it is all in the performance of the car, and it's a team effort. I feel like I'm as responsible for that as anybody else on the team. And I take it hard just like everybody else on the team. So I'm just proud of how we fought through a lot of the things that we've gone through this year. And now when it matters most, we're making the best of it.
All right, we'll go to the press box for a question.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. Jeff, wanted to get you to follow up kind of on what Kurt's assessment of the race was about how he felt like it was too treacherous and that if there was more grip and more side-by-side racing, that produces a better show. Do you kind of assess the quality of today's race the same way, or is there any sort of silver lining where a record 15 caution flags can produce all this adversity? I mean, virtually everybody in the top 10 had to overcome something to get a good finish. Can that still be compelling, I guess, for fans, or do you think like it has to have that side-by-side stuff that Kurt was talking about?
I find every race compelling. I do. When you're sitting in the seat where I'm sitting, there's so many challenges that you're faced with, and there's pit strategy, there's pit stops, there's fuel, there's trying to make your car better, there's restarts where you're on the edge, the car's sliding around and you're trying to make it stick, and I wouldn't say that these are the kind of conditions that I prefer. Because it's hard to really feel the car, and you are on that razor's edge. And I think, if we had, as I mentioned, a little bit more abrasive racetrack and a tire that suited that, I think that we'd see the groove widen out and have a little bit more side-by-side racing like we used to see here at Kansas. But at the same time, you might not see as many cautions. So, sometimes side-by-side racing in multiple grooves doesn't always mean you're going to have the most exciting race. And to me, I think these days we all know cautions make for much more exciting racing, and we certainly have plenty of those today.
Okay, we'll come back down to the media center. We have a question right here in the middle.
Nick Bromberg, Yahoo Sports. Jeff, did you find yourself at all looking behind going, okay, where's Matt Kenseth? What's the points now, when you realized he was not one of the drivers you were chasing now in the chase?
I knew that Kevin Harvick and I were tied going in, and he was running ahead of me. I knew that. You know, you're just really pushing to get all that you can get. I mean, we were in second, and I felt like our car was a little bit better on the long runs, and I was really hoping to go green all the way there to the end. And I was hoping that maybe Kevin wore his right front tire out like he did earlier in the race, and that was kind of the only sort of strategy that I had as a driver is you know, try not to push mine too hard and see if that would work out. And it didn't. I mean, he was fast all the way to the end. The caution came out. We fell back to third, and then we were battling with Kurt. So I don't even know where we're at in points right now, I'll be honest. I know that was a good day for us. That's all I do know.
Any additional questions? We'll take one in the back. Scott up on top, and then come back up to Stan.
Jeff, I guess you guys are okay, but could you take us through that sequence of events with you and Kirk? And another follow-up question, can you tell me what percentage you guys were running throughout the race up till that last 20? Was it 80%, 75?
There's only one way, and that's 100%. I don't know any other way. Let's see. I think that, first of all, with Kurt, I mean, it was really just hard racing. And you know, I was fine with all of it up until he drove into my door on the back straightaway. You know, there was just no reason for that. And these cars are so aerodynamically sensitive these days. Every little thing like that makes a difference. And when he did that, my car all of a sudden just started pushing really, really bad. And luckily we got to fix it on the next couple of pit stops. And I just wanted to let him know my side of what I saw, you know, and hear his side as well. I wasn't trying to get in a fight or anything, but we kind of agreed to disagree. And Kurt and I get along fine. And I just wanted him to know that, you know, have a better reason than that to run into the side of my car.
Okay, I think we have one up front with Stan.
You're not worried, are you? Charlotte.
Worried about you, Stan? Never.
Charlotte, 1.5 miles. Kansas today, 1.5 miles. How different, though, is the challenge going to be next week versus this week?
Well, I mean, to me, this is the track one of the tracks I was, you know, really worried about. You know, and again, it's the repave. You know, when they repaved this track, it just didn't suit my style, and we really struggled. And you know, I mean, I spun out qualifying here. You know, so to come out of here with a third place finish, boy, I'm excited because we ran really good at Charlotte earlier this year, and I think our 1.5 mile program has gotten so much better since then. So, you know, the big challenge is qualifying. We got to qualify strong at Charlotte, and I know we're going to race good there. So I'm looking forward to next week.
Final questions for Jeff. Jeff, you are fourth in point standings, 32 points back from Matt.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Good. Congratulations on your run today.